All right, well, interest rates continue to stay at or near historic lows, which could mean big news for some homeowners.
Yeah, the opportunity to lock in those low rates and to refinance your home's mortgage is still out there, and Hall Financial is a great place to start that process. Here with more, President and CEO David Hall. Good morning once again, David. How are you?
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. I'm thinking about that hot dog tasting job. I love the ballpark and a good hot dog, so you got my interest peaked there. I think I'm a perfect candidate, and I could give you a run for your money.
I think we're going to have to thumb wrestle or something.
Thumb wrestle, arm wrestle, leg wrestle, whatever you guys got to do, make it happen.
Oh my goodness, my motto for my life is there's never a bad day at the ballpark.
No.
And I'm a Cubs fan, exactly. So I've seen lots of loss and lots of pain.
Fan, yes.
So I know that. Yeah. I love the ballpark. Let's talk mortgage. Let's talk your company, a local, community-driven company. That's kind of what we're about on this show. We always want to say, buy this local, purchase this local, and that goes for, your mortgage lender as well, right?
Yeah, thank you. We've been really fortunate to put a great small team together that really set out to do one thing and one thing only, and that was to become the most client service focused mortgage company ever. And I've, had 25 years of experience in the business where it's been really fun to be able to accumulate all these different experiences. And so the two things that we do really well, and we do a lot of things well, but one is the majority of our loans are ready to close in 9 business days or less. And then the second thing is that we have almost now 3,000 5-star reviews for our clients. And so both of those things are incredibly important to us because it means that we're doing a good job for the consumer. And I think a lot of times, I always say we're not a mortgage company. We're a client service company that happens to do mortgages. And I think that's really important because I think people generally want to go somewhere, whatever it is that they're doing, where they're going to get taken care of. And certainly the fact that right now mortgage interest rates are at record low levels and have been for a while, it's very interesting time for homeowners to refinance and for renters to consider becoming homeowners because of those economics.
So you just hit on that. So we've been hearing about those low rates for some time. So we haven't missed out on that, first of all, right? To go ahead and maybe we want to refinance a little bit. And then what does it do when we do refinance? Is it more than just lowering your monthly payment?
Yeah, it can be. I mean, that's certainly part of it. I would say lowering your monthly payment is something that everybody would want to do. I think that also the other option that people have with these rates is you can play around with the term of your mortgage a little bit. So let's say you originally got a 30-year mortgage and you have 27 years to go. You could move it down to 24 years or 22 years. You don't have to just do a 15 or a 30 anymore. That's kind of old school. Now you can pick your own term. So some people elect to maybe keep their payment very similar to what it is now, but take a couple of years off of what it's going to take to pay off their mortgage. And then everybody has a different situation. So if maybe you have some credit card debt you want to pay off, maybe you have some student loan debt you want to pay off, maybe you've gotten behind on something that you want to get caught up on. That's the other part of the story, is not just the record low interest rates, but the amount of equity that homeowners have today in their homes is at a record high. And we believe in being very responsible with that equity from the standpoint of, if you could use the money to make your life better right now in some way financially, then we're an advocate for that. Otherwise, leave it in your home. It's a rainy day fund for when you sell your home, but it's certainly your equity, it's your money, and so your ability to tap into that. And that's why we do a lot of consultative, over the phone type of things with clients to sort of sort out with everybody what's a good idea and what's not a good idea in terms of where your rate is now, where's your term, what's your equity position. All of those things are keys, I think, in assessing, a family's situation and what to do, and with what is really the biggest transaction of probably their entire debt portfolio, which is their mortgage.
Well, I learned something new today. I always thought it was a 30-year or a 15-year. So the fact that you can pick your actually how long that mortgage is out there for is something I didn't know. Hey, quickly in the minute that we have left or so, a thing that keeps people like me and others from doing this is that cost of an appraisal. Okay, they always hear that I'm going to get this done, but there's going to be an upfront cost for me to pay out of pocket to try and save that money. You guys have ways that might not happen, right? The payment for an appraisal.
Yeah, and just real briefly, what's happened in the industry is because people have a lot of equity, there's 2/3 of the loans that we do, we don't require an appraisal. So when you call, you're going to find out, do I need an appraisal or do I not? And there's usually a reason for that, depending on the type of transaction that you're doing. But it's at least worth looking into, because you're right. The appraisal is a piece of it that needs to be looked at. And we're seeing more and more where more folks don't even need an appraisal when they refinance, which is crazy to somebody who started in this business 25 years ago, but it's today's reality. And if your credit profile and your file is very strong in general, you're not going to need an appraisal, and that's the majority of the loans that we do.
Love that. Love
Perfect.
that. Yep, upfront cost. Okay, I know you guys you're working nights, weekends, waiting to help. Hall Financial, that is the place to go. David, thank you again for the time. DavidHallMortgage.com. Easy website to remember.
Don't forget about me for that hot dog job.
I can't wait to see this thumb wrestling. This is going to be great.
We'll each have to write up a review of a hot dog to see you can get the nuances of a hot dog better, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, David. Appreciate it. And the phone number on your screen, 616-900-9898.